You're listening to the Walt's World Podcast. Join your hosts, John and Kaylee, as they banter about all things Disney, including Disney parks, resorts, dining, fashion, and movies. They'll keep you up to date with the latest Disney news and rumors, and they'll share their best tips and insight to make sure you have the best Disney vacation possible. So to all who tune into this happy place, welcome. It's the Walt's World Podcast.
Hey friends, it's October the 2nd, 2018, and this is episode number 23 of the Walt's World Podcast. I'm your host, John, and with me, as she is every week, my friend, your friend, Kaylee.
Hi, everyone.
What's going on today, Kaylee?
Nothing, not much.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Thanks. Thanks for carrying on the banter. I appreciate it. This podcast is exciting because we've been waiting for a long time to have these two people on here with us. I'm so excited for this. You guys, the Godfather of Disney Instagram, GJP Contracting, Glenn and his son Griff are here with us on this episode of Tuesday Treats. Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Godfather.
Man, the Godfather. Yeah.
I like it. Did you tag that? You start that Godfather thing?
I'm gonna start it if I haven't started already. I think I did a hashtag Godfather at some point.
There's been a couple uncles, which I adore, but the Godfather. Jeez, is that because I'm a Jersey guy? You go right to the Godfather?
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. So make sure you head over to Instagram and follow Glenn at GJP Contracting. He is going to make your day so much better. This guy is probably one of the happiest guys I've ever met. He literally has no shame as well, which is just like something I wish I could do. If you follow him, you've seen videos of him dancing around. You've seen his Mary Poppins Mondays, but he just brightens every day on there. So if you're having a bad day, just head over to his Instagram and you'll definitely get a smile for sure. And I don't know how Griff, I don't know how you deal with it. Did you just learn to just accept like this is just my dad and it's just how it's going to be?
Yeah, I've become the cameraman, and every time we pass somebody with an English accent or something, or somebody I know he's going to want to get a Mary Poppins Monday with, it just
but it's
more.
It's morphed beyond just British accents. Now it's just anybody.
Yeah.
Now it's just anybody. And it's always been my, middle child. So, I have my older brother's an engineer and never missed a day of high school and owns a big successful engineering company. And my younger brother is a real successful dentist and has a big complex of multi-dental people working in there. And I was a phys ed major and a big jock and the class clown. So it just... it's never stopped. I mean, I've always been me, and I can't help it, basically. I
love it.
It's just me.
No,
I love it.
Yeah, we love it. Yes.
You wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be you if you weren't just crazy.
Well, you've been around me there at the park, so it's not, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's just... it's embarrassing to my family at times. Griffin, as kind as he is being now, there's a lot of times where he'll roll his eyes and just be like, "Oh, Dad," But
that's what I was gonna ask. Is Griffin just as off the charts as you, or no?
No. I do appreciate though all the people that it's gotten me to meet, and it definitely gets me out of my shell when he starts going crazy. It makes it a little more fun and interesting.
My wife is very shy, so I mean...
Somewhere in between.
She's very shy. She's very quiet. As crazy as Glenn is, Wendy is equally as quiet and, bashful. It's hilarious. And Glenn is this big dude. He's this big, muscular, manly guy. And Wendy's probably 5 foot tall.
Yeah,
probably
she can still tear me to shreds because she, one thing about Wendy, she was a very accomplished collegiate gymnast. And that's still her thing today, is she coaches and teaches. And it was funny because we met in college. And I was, as a phys ed major, you had to take all kinds of classes. And there she was in the gym, and she was really like, to the nationals and college All-American and this whole thing. And there I was, the most uncoordinated, big guy in the class that had to do like a back handspring and all this other stuff, and there was no shot. So, she tried to help me with it, and that's kind of how the whole thing started. And
beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So what started your love, Glenn, specifically your love for Disney? What kind of ignited that? And then I guess that'll kind of piggyback onto Griff, how Griff kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, my story is real simple. We grew up, obviously, I've never left my family. My family home is still my family home. So we traveled from Jersey, I would say maybe 3 times only to the parks when they opened up in 71. I think my first year there was 72. But what a lot of people don't understand is I'm 56, and I grew up with Sunday nights was hanging on the carpet with my brothers, my mother and father sitting on the couch. And it started off with, what was the name of that show? Now here comes the editing skills now.
The Wonderful World of Disney.
No, well, that's what it was. Yeah, but before that was a Wild Kingdom.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a Wild Kingdom show, and right after that was The Wonderful World of Disney. It was A Wonderful World of Color, then The Wonderful World of Disney, and it was every Sunday night, and that was it. It was the movies and hanging at home, and like I say, that's where our love started, because growing up, we didn't have HBO until I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. So movies were big events back then. Anytime a Disney movie was on, or, say it was Mary Poppins or The Sound of Music or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and if something like that was on TV, that was Wizard of Oz, that was something that got played, only yearly. And those were big events that all our family gathered around. But like I said, the main thing was just a Sunday night routine. I mean, that was the ritual. We used to take baths and take a tubby and then chill out watching Walt Disney.
Take a tubby.
Yeah. And when we argued,
a
tubby. And when we argued taking a tubby, it was wash your hair in the kitchen sink, because I didn't want to get in the bath. Wash my hair in the kitchen sink with the sprayer hose.
So older though, like as you grew up, like I know you guys watched that on Sunday nights, but like when you became older, teenage, college, and out of college, like did you always have that love for Disney through that, or did something kind of reignite that?
Always. I mean, everything stems from my household. I was just so blessed to grow up in a house that was literally the Brady Bunch times 10. My parents were high school sweethearts. We had dinner every night at 5:30. We had to sit and, we started with Grace and ate dinner and we talked. There was no TV. You didn't take your meal to another room. We all sat at the table, and I think that was really, the important thing was just that dinner time. But, I mean, through high school, we went. We were, like I said, we went 3 times to the parks. And I was never embarrassed, where I'm blessed now that Griffin at 27, his entire life, he was never embarrassed to be around his parents. Sure, when I act up, he has his moments. But I mean, he's a good family kid. And, I bring it all back to my parents. That's kind of where the whole thing starts. And that's where you nurture it from.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, after you and Wendy got married, what'd you guys do for your honeymoon?
That was the most special time, because everybody who went to honeymoon wanted to go to the beaches, and they wanted to go to the islands, and they wanted to go here, and they wanted to go there. And sure enough, I had mentioned something about Disney World, and Wendy goes, "I was never there." And I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean you were never at Disney World?" So that was a no-brainer. That was instantaneous. That became the honeymoon location. Plus we got married in '89, and that's when the big we're off to Disney World. I mean, that was like a big thing after every sporting event, after every championship. It was, that was one of their promotions. And they would grab somebody and say, "We're going off to Disney World." And that's where we headed off. And that was it. That was you didn't get any better than that. To see it through Wendy's eyes the very first time, it was incredible. And that was the year they opened up MGM for the first time. So that was just
MGM.
It was such a cool park. It was different. It was different.
So from that moment on, was that her moment that she fell in love with Disney too, or did it take a little more coercing from you to get her to fall in love with Disney?
Well, we went down after that, because this is where life gets in the way. I mean, we went down after that when Griffin was...
I was 6.
You were 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went down with my brother and his family and his nieces, or my nieces, I should say. So 3 girls and Griff, and we loaded up in a van, and we went down there, and we spent the week down there. And again, it was ridiculous, because it was so much fun, even though it was the year of the cake castle.
Oh, God.
You know what it's...
Stop!
Tell me about it.
Kaylee
I
likes
wish I could have saw that.
You loved that thing?
Yes.
Now, how about...
When was
Can you
that?
imagine?
I wasn't born, was I?
Can you imagine if that was your first time to ever to Disney World and you were so excited to see the castle? And
My
you
nieces.
walked in,
Yeah.
There's a
What is that?
god-awful bounty house castle.
Right.
I want them to bring it back.
Now, this is obviously before, the internet and social media and all of those. And I'm in New Jersey, and I'm working. So you drive down, and then all of a sudden, how am I supposed to know that they turned that thing into a big cake? So my nieces are all excited. They're going to meet the princesses. They're going to see the castle. We get on Main Street. We come around the corner. What is that thing? So, but it's kind of cool now to be able to say, I was there for it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess, yeah.
We pity you for that. Poor Glenn. He had to see that in person.
Yeah.
What about you, Griff? Was it instantaneous your first time going, or did it have to grow on you?
It grew on me definitely as I got older, because the main thing I remember from that first trip when I was 6 years old, unfortunately, was alien encounters.
Screaming.
Oh, that was such a good ride.
Oh my God, it scared the living daylights out of me, and I screamed my head off the whole time.
The whole time. We were those parents that were just like, it's okay. From Jump Street. That poor kid was just, as soon as the lights went out, he was just...
Small World. Let's go do alien encounters.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, I don't remember a whole lot from that first trip. Obviously, I was 6 years old, but I know we went again when I was 9, and I remember loving Tower of Terror, and I remember the Haunted Mansion. I loved that ride. And
Kaylee loves it.
yeah, just the whole family thing, because like he said, life gets in the way, and we never took a whole ton of vacations. I used to go down.
Ton?
Oh yeah, like none.
We took none. So Griffin had no choice but to have it grow on him, because as a home remodeling contractor that just constantly catered and coddled to clients and thinking that you just have to work, there was like a 9 or 10 year stretch where we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, my mom and I'd never really missed school either. Like he was saying, his brother, I was, a good student. So my mom would take me out we went to Six Flags every once in a while, or we'd go down the shore. But going to Disney was the 3 of us, and I got to spend time with my dad and, see him be himself and not stressed out so that definitely made it a good experience, and that's what Disney's all about, bringing the whole family together, to parents and kids having fun together, and definitely experienced that there.
Well, it saved my life. Because people say, what is the greatest thing you ever did? And I don't know how many people know, but Wendy and I were separated for 5 years because I allowed life to just truly get in the way of everything. And at some point when you're a mother and you're raising a son, and a son needs a father, and I always thought I was doing the right thing for my family by working. And I mean, when I tell you I worked, people don't get it. I mean, I went to work, I was on the job site at 7 o'clock, framing a new home, And then I would go back to a home that I already framed that was ready for the trim package, and I'd be hanging doors and trimming and installing kitchens till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, sleep on the floor for 2 hours, go back to work, on another job the next day. And that went on for years. And, at some point you're like a pressure cooker, you just allow it to build up, and I missed the warning signs. And if I could tell anybody anything, pay attention to warning signs, because they were there. It's not like I couldn't say I didn't hear them, because afterwards you realize you heard them all, you just didn't listen. So by the grace of God, to be separated for 5 years, and then all of a sudden, like out of the blue, we're never got divorced. We were just separated, and we basically lived 2 separate lives. And then life brought us back together, and everything rekindled. And the first vacation I took was getting on the phone and calling that cast member that picked up the phone and said, I got to come down there. And I was crying. I was literally crying with the thought that I'm taking a vacation. I haven't been on vacation in... Now, at this point, it was like 12 years, and then I said, especially with my family, it was 12, 14 years. I was literally in tears on the couch, and the guy said, we're getting you down here. And that was it. That was the tears on Main Street, and literally, like I said, it saved my life, because at that point you realized, what was I thinking? You can't break away from what you're doing, for moments, let alone a week or 10 days. It's all going to be there. It's always there when you come back, So everything needs to be done in moderation. And obviously work is necessary, but living life is more important than work,
It's awesome. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for Disney, for sure.
Yeah, now I'm a nut,
You may have answered this already with what you just said, but when you think about your time at Disney, all the many trips you've taken, both of you guys, for you, and Kaylee, think about this too for you as well, what has been the most amazing memory that you have from being at Disney? Maybe a specific trip, something that happened, or something like that.
Let's hear Kaylee.
You want to hear me?
Yeah, I want to hear. What was your most... look at you. Now you're on a podcast thing.
Oh my gosh.
Podcast thingy.
Podcast. I really don't know. I think like my most favorite memory will be coming up when I go to Disneyland. But aside from just, I don't know, because I'm spoiled, I get to go so often.
Yeah.
So I think I take for granted being able to go all the time. So when I'm there, I'm just like, oh, I'll go for a couple hours and leave. So I don't know. I don't get the same feeling that you all get when you go.
Yeah.
It's different for me.
See,
that's true.
Every trip
probably my favorite was a family vacation I took when I was young. We stayed for a week, and that was fun. It was like my first memories of Disney. But other than that, me and Cheddar Biscuits just us now. So this will be my first trip really with my family, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, that's always good. Like we just went with my brother, and again we did a 20-year.
20-year reunion.
The 20-year regroup of everybody. We did that last year around Christmas time. It was fantastic. But to answer your question, John, it would probably be the first year that I went back, after my family was all back intact. And, that was a real emotional time for me. And at that point, when we left, it was insane because, I was that guy crying my eyes out, dragging my feet that I didn't want to leave because I knew, okay. And at that moment I said, well, I got to come back. And so at that point, we were pretty much going back, I guess, every year.
Yeah, because then we went back the following year, and then we went back the year after that, and at that point is when you kind of said, hey, let's look into this DVC thing, and I was like, no, save your money, if we're only going once a year, it doesn't really make sense, and he ended up doing it anyway, and that turned into multiple trips a year, so, it's been good.
The DVC thing, what that did was say, I will never let the past happen again. Because now I'm locked in. Now I know I have, I have an
There's
investment.
No excuses.
No excuses. I have an investment. I have a week down at the Poly if I want to go to, the Poly, because that's my home. Or go anywhere. And now here, I'm chunking money out every month, saying, all right, I'm going.
And then for me, I'd have to say my memory would be the first time him and I went together when I was 15. This is when my parents were separated, and this was, so I went when I was 6, I went when I was 9 with everybody, and then this was, like I said, the first probably vacation he'd been on in 10 years or so.
Yeah, that was
point.
our first father-son trip.
Yeah, it was 6 years, I guess, since I was 9. That was your first vacation since then. And it was just the two of us, and we went and we had a blast. We rode rock and roller coaster and a lot of those for the first time. And we were fortunate enough, my grandparents were down there with my uncle at the same time, so we got to hang out with them down there.
Yeah, that was probably the next special moment, because my brother surprised me and brought my mother and father down. And that was my mother's last year that she can go anywhere, because unfortunately she passed of cancer. But to be down there that one last time, kind of knowing what the future was going to bring, because it was a 10-year battle. That was an amazing time down there, to have my mother and my father down there again.
Yeah.
Awesome. I guess
Everybody's crying right now.
I know.
I'm literally about to start crying.
Well, you got to understand, I am the biggest mama's boy, on the planet. I was fortunate, again, like I say, I grew up in a European house. My father was Italian, my mother was Polish. And everything was hugs, kisses. We weren't embarrassed to hug and kiss. We kissed every night, good night. People sat there and be like, I was in my 20s and I couldn't go home without my parents staying up. And let me tell you, you see me now, you can imagine me in my 20s. So I had a good time. So no matter what time I came home, not that I had a curfew, but they were always home. They were always waiting for me on the couch. So like I say, you grew up in a house with those kind of family values and that kind of interaction. I think that it shapes you. So when my family life fell apart, man, oh man, did that affect me, because I'm like, like I say, you grew up in a Brady Bunch house, and then all of a sudden you look at your own life and you say, how did I let this happen? So that's why it's Good Time Glenn all the time, because you lose your mom, you watch your parents that were high school sweethearts. My father worked all the way up until he was 80 years old. And the only reason why he stopped working was because he had to. Unfortunately, he suffered 3 strokes in a week. And, that forced him into retirement. But you see a family that had everything and had all these grand plans, and plans never work out. So if plans don't work out for me in the future, I'm not going to get cheated. So at this point, I'm doing whatever I can do to grab the moments.
Perfect. That's awesome. So what's been the biggest change since you've been going for forever?
Right.
You're the Godfather of Disney. What's the biggest change you've seen at Disney World since the 70s to today? I know we've lost rides, we've gotten rides, but besides that, what's another big change that you've seen?
Well, the people. I mean, obviously, anybody that goes on a regular basis can tell you the crowds are just insane. Aside from that, I mean, I think that a lot of the changes are good. I mean, picture us going down there, 3 boys, all a year apart. Going on queue lines, my father used to take us down in August when it was 110 degrees, and a queue line was just roped off, lines, and you sat on those lines, and you ended up nudging your brothers and fighting. There was nothing to do. So I enjoy the queues. I got to be honest with you. As a carpenter, as somebody that spends a lot of time on the detail things on my homes that I build, I stand on those queues and I just look around and I say, the amount of work and the amount of thought that goes into everything. I mean, I can stand on those queues forever, just walk around and just, I look at all of that stuff. So, it's really appreciated, by my eyes, because I know what it takes. I know what it took for the thought process to come up with it, and then I know what it took to build it. And then I shake my head. I say, like, this wasn't here.
Yeah.
This was built. This was all man-made. So, but I mean, as far as changes, I mean, they're still going through changes. Right now, you caught me in a moment where I'm kind of upset about the whole Hollywood studio thing.
Why?
Well, like I said, I went there, it was MGM. And the first thing that kind of caught my eye were those citizens that came up to me the very first time I walked in there and, coming up to you and interacting. And at this point or any point, I'm a people person. I don't Disney for the rides. I mean, the rides are bonus, don't get me wrong. But I think anybody who knows me and anybody who spends time with me, it's the people interaction. And it's always been about the people interaction because I coddle, Griffin coddles. We coddle our clients 24/7. My phone starts ringing at 6 in the morning and it'll ring till 10 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. So when I go down there, I appreciate the way people take care of people. I mean, the cast members and everything. I mean, where else can you go? So like I say, that's my fresh breath. That's why I go down there, because I need that. And I think the one thing that upsets me more than anything is, again, now we just heard of, 4 more releases of the cast members of the citizens. And I went down there, they knew my family by name. And I would go down there months apart, at some time it was a year, they remember us. And again, that's a people experience.
And they remembered us after like the first 2 times of interacting with them and really talking to them. Yeah. By the 3rd time, they already knew us by name.
And they remembered you, because they were they got it. They understood the whole thing. And, when you go to something like that and they draw families in and they interact with everybody from the grandparents to, the little children, they pull everybody in and make that a family experience that you're going to remember that more than you're going to remember your ride on Space Mountain. In the dark. You know what I mean? That's the people thing. And that's what I think, you're going to give that up now for a bunch of robot guys with helmets on, walking down the street every 20 minutes on Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard? Too many changes, that way. I think they're losing focus of what the whole park was. I mean, you want to do the Star Wars thing? That's great. But why we got to take away? You telling me you can't afford to have those 4 people from the citizens stay on payroll?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a shame that Disney's letting the citizens of Hollywood go.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's just a short-term thing, but I feel like it's not. I feel like it's.
Yeah, I think it's going to get worse. Obviously, I mean, because it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's a shame. Well, you were talking about queues. What is your favorite queue? What is your favorite? Across all property, your favorite?
Spinning the barrels at Mine Train.
I've only done the standby queue for Mine Train one time, ever.
Well, that's probably some of the embarrassing moments maybe for Griffin, because I start rallying up the troops. Because I'm spinning the barrels and I don't see anybody spinning, and I want to see Snow White come out on the ceiling, so I'm cheering everybody on to spin the barrels, and nobody's spinning the barrels. And then the one time we finally rallied the troops and everybody spun the barrels, and Snow White came on.
Everybody clapped.
Oh, it was such a round of applause. I mean, it was great, But truly, between that and I would say, obviously, Peter Pan.
Yeah, I was going to say that, too. That's a good one.
That was always my mom's favorite ride, so no matter what, I go on that. And I carry a picture of my family when we all went down when we were little kids. And I take that out, and I hold that in my hand, and I take my mom for a ride on Peter Pan every time. So there's never a time that I don't go down to Disney and bring mom on that ride. So, if it means I'm on the queue, so be it. It's worth it for me.
Yeah. We usually do end up getting a fast pass for that, and then, we shouldn't do that every time.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy that queue line.
I do like that queue a lot. A whole lot. Yeah. I got to convince Krista to stand in it more often, but I do like it. What about you, Griff? Which is your favorite?
Yeah, I'd have to say probably either Peter Pan.
That's my boy.
Yeah, probably Peter Pan. I did like. Now I haven't been in it in a while, but Toy Story Mania was a good one. Now since they switched everything over, we haven't been through that queue line again since they've reopened it. But
Yeah, I'll second that as
Mr.
my
Potato
second,
Head.
because I grew up with all those toys.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
feeling like you're the size of a toy walking through there, and all the old boxes of Tinker Toys and stuff like that.
yeah, I don't think kids get it today with what they get to play with. I was excited to play with Mr. Potato Head. I mean, what am I doing with Mr. Potato Head? I'm switching out a hat. I'm switching out some eyeballs. I mean, but
I bet you were the kid that's like putting the ears in the eye hole.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Yeah, Mr. Potato Head, G.I. Joe. I mean, that was my thing. We didn't do video games. The big video game that came out was Pong.
Sorry, yeah.
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 So, what ride, and this is for both of you, Kaylee, you can answer it too. What ride do you guys miss? Yeah, hey. What ride do you guys miss the most that isn't there anymore?
Not Alien Encounters.
To me, that's always going to be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Because as a kid, as a rambunctious boy, to get in that stinky submarine and get in that thing and go into the water, hands down, that was always our go-to.
Great movie ride. Probably for me.
You know what? Everybody's going to dislike this, but I mean, when the Great Movie Ride was there, it was a place that we went because it was air conditioned.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
some people feel that way.
Well, there was never
pre-2000, because it used to be a cool ride. Like they used to be the cast members used to be a lot more into it.
Right.
They used to have to memorize all these lines.
Right. Yeah, they needed to switch that up. I mean, because time after time after time, like anything, it all depends on the cast member that you get. But you still know exactly what's coming. I think they could have been a little more forethought and maybe letting them do a little more of their own thing, and let them get creative on the ride themselves.
I can agree with that.
Griff, is it Alien Encounter?
I honestly can't think of really any other ride that was there before that's not there anymore. I went on. I mean, the Stitch ride, obviously they got rid of recently, but I only got on that once, and I wasn't really a big fan to begin with. But
Osborne Lights, I know it's not a ride.
Oh yeah,
the Osborne Lights, I miss that a lot.
If I want to see anything come back, I mean, Christmas is my thing, and the first time we experienced Osborne Lights was, again, because here comes the Big Mama's Boy. It was the first year I was down there after I lost my mom. So to be standing in that the very first time, just standing with my mouth open and just crying my eyes out, because that thing touched me to my soul, and did every other time I went, just because how does it not? You know what I I mean?
It's overwhelming. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was incredible.
Yeah, Jingle
I never
Bang
got
or
to see it.
You never saw it?
No.
Mine's kind of a part of that in the sense of what's not there anymore. But the backlot tour, I love.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, good
That's
call.
my answer to backlot tour.
Still my answer. That's my answer.
It's so good.
Did you get dressed up in a raincoat and thrown in the boat that had to get water on it?
All that old, the old MGM stuff that they had, like back in the day, they had a Ninja Turtles show that was on the stage. The Roger Rabbit section that they had there too, like.
Yeah, when it was a working studio. I mean, we've been down there, and it was, then you went into, I forget what it was called, but it was, how they made all the sound effects, and they went through a lot of that stuff. But yeah, so look how far that park's, come away from the whole original.
Yeah, it's not even the same park. So I guess I just miss MGM Studios.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
As a whole, I think that's what we decided. MGM Studios is missed.
Yeah.
what ride is your new? What of newer rides? Like you got all the Pandora rides and even like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We'll even count like new Fantasyland rides. Which is your new favorite? Like which is your favorite of the new ones that have come out in the last few years?
Griff.
I'll go first. Well, I know obviously Mine Train is going to be one of those, but also the Flight of Passage was just really blown away by how incredible that experience was and how realistic. My only complaint on that was my 3D glasses. I had trouble keeping them on. I felt like they were falling off every time we came to a stop. But besides that, I mean, it was the only ride I've ever been on where I literally could not help myself but yelling out in joy at parts where you're just swooping over stuff and just out of excitement. That was really incredible.
What about you, Glenn? What's your?
I'm going to have to agree with Griff. I just wish that I think you can get rid of a lot of the stuff that they dragged you through before they got you on the ride. I think that would definitely make the lines move a little quicker. I don't think I had to spend a half hour about being morphed into, whatever was going. Because I was the big clown. When you saw yourself on that screen and you saw like silhouettes of yourself, I'm jumping up in the back and trying to just be visible. But I mean, yeah, you take that out and you just stick you on the back of the Banshee and keep the lines going. I mean, I like to be immersed, but that was just that was a little too much immersion.
First time was cool, but after that, I'm like, let's.
No.
Is there a fast pass to this part?
Right, exactly. But no, as far as new rides, I mean, obviously Tower and Toy Story Mania. I love that silly little game.
Yeah.
Pop, 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 pop.
I love. This is gonna be weird, but I love the Alien Swirling Saucers ride. I don't know why, but like I love that ride so much. It's just I like giggle when I'm on that ride.
Yeah, we just went on it, and I gotta agree with you. Because Griffin took me on the teacups 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And spun the daylights out of me. And I mean, I was on the verge of puking for maybe 3 hours. I just could not get that feeling out of my stomach. And so the first time we went to Toy Story Land, I saw that and I'm like, nah, it's not happening. I'm not going on that thing. But our last trip we went on it, and same thing. Wendy and I were giggling. Oh, my...
Edit that.
Yeah. No, Wendy and I really had a good time. I mean, the music, and I just kept laughing at the little green faces on that thing, I mean, because I would stare at the back of that guy's head thinking, this dude's really driving me around. Look at him.
Oh my god.
I love all the little things that they, like the green men say after or before the ride, like the person's like, stand by for some announcements, for some safety announcements, and the green men are like, safety. And then they'll like repeat it in Spanish. I don't know. It's just fun and happy. Like it just puts me in a good mood.
Well,
and
again,
Dog, it's just fun. It's a fun ride.
Yeah, it was actually a fun park. I mean, you got to take it for what it's worth. But once again, the interaction, because everybody talks about Disneyland, which I guess Kaylee's going to experience herself real quick, is how all the characters are out and about and, just randomly all over the place. And there you see it with the Green Army Men everywhere, and just that little bit with just them popping up here and popping up there. And, I enjoyed that. I really do.
Yeah. No, definitely Slinky Dog blew me away.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
That's probably, it's up there with like Big Thunder for me. But Flight of Passage is really good too, but I don't know, there's just something about Slinky Dog that's just so fun. I
was pleasantly surprised because everybody played that up ahead of time as, it's going to be a kiddie ride, it's going to be a kiddie ride, it's going to be a kiddie ride, it's going to be a kiddie ride. Now, my kiddie ride growing up was sitting in either a boat, a fire truck, an airplane, and you went in a circle and you rang the bell. I mean, in a carnival. That little thing, it would just go in a circle and you got to ring the bell. So what kiddie rides are today compared to kiddie rides when I grew up, that was no kiddie ride. That, to me, I enjoyed that thing. I liked how open you felt and how high up you were. Yeah.
Every element of it was good, especially Wheezy at the end.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
And we went the week after it opened because all the insanity took place, obviously, that first day. Mm-hmm. And that was another day I took Griff down just for a weekend. I said, come on, let's take it was a last-minute father-son get down there. And it was the weekend of July 6th.
4th of July,
yeah.
So
we went down,
5th.
I guess the 5th through the 8th or something like that. And the lady, when she was booking my resort, she goes, are you sure you want to come down now? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's 4th of July weekend. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, and the Toy Story Land just opened. Yeah, I know. And it's going to be really hot. And I'm like, well, when isn't it? So we went down, and we were, like I said, we were there on the 6th or the 7th, I guess. We actually were on, I guess, the 6th, the next day. Because my first day out is always Magic Kingdom. That's always my go-to.
Yeah, it was definitely the second day we were there. Yeah.
And we got there at 7:30 because I had all plans of getting up early, and then, you get on a plane at 5 in the morning. That means you're up at 2, get to the airport by 3, and then we went out to Epcot till all hours of the night. So next morning, we got there at 7:30. I was on the ride in 40 minutes. So it was no big deal.
The waits have not been bad in Toy Story Land at all. And it's definitely worth the wait regardless.
Absolutely.
I mean, just like Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if there is a wait, it's so worth it. It's so good.
So if you guys are up to it, we always like to play a little game we call Disney Lightning Question and Answer Time. So we are going to run through some questions, and you guys the first thing that pops in your head, you just say it, okay? You guys up for that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
All right. So first thing, your favorite ride at the Magic Kingdom?
Ooh. Mine Train.
Mary Poppins. He's going to say Peter Pan. It's always Peter Pan.
Favorite table service restaurant on property?
Ooh. The Liberty Tree.
Hands down. Especially now I can get a beer.
Yeah. Just makes it that much better.
But that's Thanksgiving dinner. And that ooey gooey cookie thing at the end is...
that's amazing.
Forget it.
Yeah, either that or 50s Prime Time.
Yeah.
It's a very close
I
second.
can't imagine being 50s prime time with you guys.
That was my house. That was my house.
Gagging thinking about it.
Next time we're down there with you guys, that's where we're going to go.
Absolutely. I mean, that was my house growing up. I had those stupid, copper-looking striped zebras, bunt cake things on the wall.
You actually like the food there, though?
Yeah.
It's good, Kaylee.
Except I don't do the meatloaf because meatloaf is a personal thing. Like some people grow up where their mom made like a hard meatloaf, and my mom's meatloaf was always like a little light and airy. So I can't do the meatloaf, but I could do the pot roast. I could do the chicken.
Yeah,
the chicken is so good.
Yeah, and the peanut butter and jelly shake thing.
Peanut butter and jelly milkshake was awesome.
Thank you. That's right. It's amazing, Kaylee. You're wrong.
She never had the peanut butter and jelly milkshake?
I love that milkshake.
I just don't like that restaurant.
It's so good. It's perfect. It's the perfect milkshake. All right, sorry. Favorite quick service?
That Pinocchio, is it Pinocchio thing there where I get the mac and cheese with the shredded beef in it?
That's the Friar's Nook. That's outside.
Yeah, Friar's Nook.
That's it.
Yeah.
How am I doing? The Pinocchio thing. Is there even a Pinocchio?
There is a Pinocchio something.
But they don't serve food.
Village, yeah.
They do
Village
serve.
House.
They serve flatbread pizzas and mac and cheese.
I like that with the shredded beef. I used to like that pork shank that they used to do at.
Gaston's.
Gaston's.
Yeah.
How do I do?
That was a snack.
Yeah.
And then they lost their shirt trying to sell pork shanks as a snack, and so they got rid of it.
What about you, Griff? Favorite quick service?
That's a tough one because. That's not a tough one at all, actually. Sleepy Hollow. I don't know why that took me so long. I just clicked now.
What's your go-to there?
That sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich is incredible.
That's our breakfast go-to.
Yeah.
But...
Or the fruit waffle. We'll get the fruit waffle in the morning. Usually first day, we get there, like he said, probably, our flight lands, I think 8:30. By the time we get in the park, it's like 10:30.
We always take a 5:30 flight, and we always land, 10 after 8, we're already in Orlando. So I'm in the parks by 9:30. And then it's, like I say, it's automatically right to Magic Kingdom.
Favorite Disney princess?
Oh, Snow White.
Ariel.
Why Snow White?
I just love that movie. We just watched it. I don't remember watching it as a kid, but
John loves her voice.
it's not.
Oh my gosh, her voice is so annoying.
I was waiting for him to bring that up.
Nails on a chalkboard.
But everybody sung like that back then. You watch any old movie and they all sung like that. I don't know what it was with that, but
She's like, I'm singing. I'm singing.
Oh my god.
Yes. You're singing into a well and it's repeating. We get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, I just watched that for the first time maybe a year ago, and just liked it a lot. I don't know the whole story of it, and so yeah, I got to go with that one.
Ariel. What Ariel for you?
I thought she was good looking.
That's yes. That's what I've
All right,
said
come on.
for years.
Yeah, I mean, I Dream of Jeannie always, did it for me when I was a little kid, and Ariel.
Side note, I actually met Barbara Eden like 2 years ago.
Did you
at
really?
a comic book thing, and she has not aged well.
No, huh? Thanks for ruining it for me, John.
You're welcome. Favorite Disney sidekick?
That one-eyed guy. Mike Wazowski.
Oh my
One-eyed
god.
guy.
Yeah,
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
One-eyed guy.
Yeah, the one-eyed guy.
Is he a sidekick? I feel like he's a main character.
I feel like he's a main character too. He's solely sidekick, but
Yeah, well, he's a sidekick. He has
good enough.
right?
All right.
whatever.
Okay, you guys are like failing at the.
Yeah,
Well,
we're not fast as lightning on this.
Listen, we go to have a good time. Don't start asking me
Logistics.
trivia and logistics and
I know I haven't seen so many of the movies and so on,
I'm
but
a
I'm gonna have
big
to say
kid.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Okay,
Okay.
those are good.
Because
Those are good
that
ones.
was a big one when I was a kid. That the Lion King, and then they had like the Timon and Pumbaa show on whatever it was, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, for a long time. Maybe it was even Disney Channel. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Timon and Pumbaa.
What's your favorite snack at Disney? Alcohol does not count.
Favorite snack is always a vanilla waffle cone
I'm gonna have to say Dole Whip.
at the Indahar truck in Animal Kingdom. It used to
Oh,
be,
is it the soft serve?
yeah.
Yes, that's so good.
Yeah, here in Jersey, we grew up with Carvel. Like, I don't know, is there Carvels out in Florida?
There's no Carvel.
Have you ever even heard of Carvel?
The cakes. They sell the cakes at like the grocery stores. That's it.
Cookie Puss cake? That was like that was the big cake.
Cookie Puss?
Yeah. I think that was the name.
Like
Like Puss? No, we grew up with Carvel. So soft ice cream here, like where I grew up, is big. So, I mean,
Did you just call it soft ice cream?
yeah, that's what they call it here, soft ice cream.
Yeah, soft serve.
soft serve.
That's
yeah.
what's on the signs.
Soft ice cream.
Soft ice cream. Because even when I get a gallon of ice cream from the store, I take it, I put it in the microwave, and I nuke it for about a minute.
What?
Yeah. So it's all...
It's called milk.
Oh, no, it doesn't get to the milk
Not
point.
melted.
I just make it so it's all soft. And then, nah.
And Griff, you said Dole Whip. That's the correct answer. That's the answer we were looking for.
Yes.
Dole Whip Swirl or Dole Whip Original?
Original. Why would you mess it up?
Oh
Like a
no,
swirl?
no.
Because it's got the soft ice cream in it.
Yeah,
See, I'm
I
a
go swirl.
guy. I go swirl.
I like having the vanilla ice cream in there.
The swirl is really good.
Might as well just go do the stupid citrus swirl with the stupid orange bird.
Oh, don't get me started with that orange bird, John. I was very upset when you were dissing the orange bird. I grew up with the orange bird.
Favorite, so Flower and Garden or Food and Wine?
I don't care. They're both. What's the big deal? What's the difference? There you go. I don't know what food is served at what stands, and I couldn't remember, if I ate something that was good yesterday. So
I don't know if we were there for the flowering.
Yeah,
garden.
we were there.
Yeah,
or at least Mom and I were there.
Yeah, I think you and Mom went for
you
that.
guys were there because we hung out in Morocco with
Yeah, that was when you and Mom went.
Yeah, see.
Yeah,
but that's why I was there.
I was dinner at La Hacienda, whatever the Mexico place was.
Right, but you can do that any time of year. So nothing, it wasn't about the flowering garden or whatever. It was just, listen.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Mickey's Not So Scary or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party?
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
I'm gonna have to say Not So Scary.
Yeah.
But I like them both.
We were looking for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. That's the correct answer.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
gave.
what you gave.
I like the Halloween party.
I like the Halloween party, but I'm a Christmas guy. You can't
Me
beat
too.
the Christmas thing,
The Halloween party's fine. It's fine and good, but there's something different about the Christmas party. Kaylee's not been. She's going this year. I'm taking her with us.
All right.
And so she's going to see just how magical it is.
Do you
when
have
the
a
parade
date?
Comes down with the toy soldiers and it's snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The
nothing
toy
beats
soldiers.
the
The toy
first
soldiers are awesome,
Christmas.
Yeah, the toy soldiers marching down with those big clumping feet.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. And playing those trumpets.
We'll see, Kaylee. We'll see the tears in your eyes. Favorite of the 4 parks?
Magic Kingdom, hands down.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom.
Epcot was always school until I was able to drink. That's what we used to call it. We used to call it school. We know it was school.
Totally true. That's totally true. Purple wall or the bubble gum wall?
I just found the bubble gum wall my last trip. I'm not a wall guy,
Yeah, me neither.
so I'm gonna go bubble gum because I grew up with Joe Bazooka. So there you go.
Yeah, but that gum the flavor only lasts like 15 seconds.
Yeah, I know, but you got the little comic, and that meant I got a fresh haircut. Because that's what my barber used to hand us, a couple bazookas.
I'm excited to hear your answer to this one. Favorite bathroom on property?
Again, you think I know what? I'm 56 years old and I love coffee. So my favorite bathroom is the one that's
closest
closest to me when I need to go.
He said, and I love coffee.
I love coffee.
I love coffee. Yeah, I'm a coffee drinker. So
You're saying there's not one bathroom you're like, you know what? I really like this bath. This is a nice bathroom.
nah. I know. I mean, I heard you had that bathroom guy on there. What was his name? Matt, the bathroom guy.
Lou Review Matt.
Yeah.
He's heated right now. He's so mad at you for not paying attention.
I keep looking for him every time now. I go because he has a shirt that he wears, right? So he doesn't.
He's a bald guy that
he
wears a
hasn't-
Lou Review shirt.
He
Yeah.
hasn't gone in a while.
Listen,
It's been a little bit.
You
but
got to go to the bathroom. You go.
If there's a creepy guy standing in the corner in the bathroom, it's Matt.
I've gone to the bathroom in the back of my truck. So you think I care what's going on in the parks? There goes the edit.
Do not do as Glenn does. Kids. For all the kids listening.
I drive a big box truck, so when you got it, time for the edit.
Favorite of the Fab Five characters? Who's your favorite of the Fab Five?
Goofy,
Donald.
easy. How'd I do, Kaylee? Good?
Yeah, that was a lightning answer.
That was a lightning answer right there.
Yeah, that was a lightning answer.
Okay. We accept both of those answers. Your favorite? Now I know this one. You have an answer for this one.
How many of these are there?
What?
How many of these are there? I'm starting to sweat. You're making me
Man,
nervous.
Why?
There's only a few more.
You're failing anyway.
I know.
Yeah,
What else is new? Any test.
Favorite Disney prince?
I don't even know their names.
Well, you
Aladdin.
can just base it off the princess.
Wow, Griffin said Aladdin. That's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
The guy in the parade.
Well, that moves it down. You got
The guy with the sword fighting off the big dragon that's on fire. Your lightning round.
Who's Prince? Who's the Prince for?
That's got to be, yeah. I was
Is
gonna
it Prince
say.
Charming?
No.
See?
Who's Prince Charming?
Now who's failing?
Dave.
Now,
This Cinderella, I think, was Prince Charming.
now who's failing?
Cinderella. Oh my God, stupid.
Come on, the guy has a big part. He's over there with the sword and the big
it's Prince
dragon on
Philip.
wheels, and nobody even look at. You got to Google it.
Philip? Yeah, it's probably Philip.
I think it's Prince Philip is
That guy.
the guy in the parade.
Yeah, the guy in the parade with the purple outfit
Dave.
on.
Prince Dave.
Prince Dave. Listen, what would be a better answer? That, or all of a sudden I came up with a prince right out of the get-go with the, you know.
Flynn Rider is mine,
That's
which
a good
I
one.
stepped
That's
in.
a good one. But
Mike,
is he-
Mike with Lucky Rabbit and I decided that he is a prince, whether other people accept him as one or not.
No, he's a prince.
Definitely.
Favorite Disney movie?
You got to ask me that. Mary Poppins, saving Mr. Banks. That's my life story.
Saving Mr. Banks was really good.
Yeah.
I wish they would do a Disney movie just in general, Disney, like a Walt Disney movie with
Right.
Tom Hanks as Walt. Because he was phenomenal in that movie as Walt Disney.
Well, again, that was one of those movies, like, hence the whole Mary Poppins Monday, because, the original Mary Poppins, when you get the whole story of what it's all about, again, my life in a nutshell. So then when they came out with, Saving Mr. Banks, we went after Christmas with my nieces, and there I was crying my eyes out because I said, if that's not my story. And then, the last one we just went to was Christopher Robin. It's the same thing. Again,
Yeah, that
it's
was
just
great.
all about, nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring, but life ain't right. Life isn't fair because life is so precious. And unfortunately, we don't get to live it. We don't have much of a choice to live it. Here in New Jersey, just for my mortgage and my health care, that's a $4,000 bill every month. So, yeah. And that's just two bills. So, and they're kind of important, both of those. So, try to make that kind of wood every single month and every week, time after time after time after time. And then, so I'm living.
Yeah, I'd have to say Mary Poppins as well. Sorry.
Mary Poppins
Continue.
as well. No, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna make sure we got yours in there.
Yeah.
Last one. Favorite resort.
Whole reason why I DVC'd the Poly.
I have to say Polynesian for now, but we were just at Fort Wilderness for the Hoop-de-Doo review, and we got to walk around a little bit, and I'd really like to stay there. It seems like a really cool place. So the Fort Wilderness, yeah, either the campground or even, the large main building there. I wouldn't mind staying there at all either.
But I'm a pop guy too. You could throw me in the pop anytime. That pop is my life. You stand in that lobby, like I say, you do the math. I'm 56. I was born in 62. So when you're born in 62, everything from the 50s is relevant.
Yeah, we talked about Pop almost every time now when we go.
Yeah.
We stay at Pop.
Yeah,
I know
but
we're staying at the Wilderness Lodge in next year, but we usually stay Pop or Art of Animation are the two go-tos for us.
see, again, I'm a big kid, so you throw me in any of the All-Stars, and I know everybody goes, I enjoy the noise. I enjoy the whole family thing. I enjoy the theming. Like I say, I have no problem sitting in the cafeteria with all that racket going on. It lets me know where I'm at because, again, that's kind of like my memories. So, I stay at the Coronado and I feel like I should be wearing, seersucker outfit and
what outfit?
Coronado kind of sucks.
seersucker. Seersucker. That's like, come on, that's a Florida thing. That's like that. Either like a
Blue and white stripe.
blue and white,
wrinkly
or like
looking.
a lavender and white kind of outfit.
Google it, Kaylee.
Yeah, seersucker.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you hopping on here with us and doing
Honored,
the podcast.
humbled.
Only John.
Yeah, it's been fun.
appreciates it, really.
Oh my
Says
gosh. Okay, I'll start over. Guys, we really appreciate Kaylee and I both appreciate you guys being on here with us. And I know you guys listen to it every week because if it doesn't come out for some reason, I get a voicemail from Glenn yelling at me while I'm at work, telling me many words I'm not going to say on here. But I appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate you guys for being, such a huge supporter of us. And make sure that everyone go check out Glenn on Instagram at GJP Contracting. Like I said earlier, it's going to make your day. Every post is going to make your day. It's incredible. He posted a few weeks ago some footage from him and Wendy's. Was that your guys' honeymoon video stuff?
Yeah.
That was classic.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. I want to see the whole thing, unedited, the whole thing. Maybe some parts I don't want to see.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I love old Disney, that's for sure.
We appreciate being on here. You kidding me? I'm humbled because, again, I'll never get it. I'm just some guy from Jersey that goes to the park with his family and just has a good time. And that's all.
He does photo shoots with the Lost Bros. It's some guy.
That's all I am. I'm some guy. That's not afraid to let their guard down. I think more people just need to let their guard down because I got to believe it's in a lot of people. But show it. Be a kinder place. Make people laugh. It all starts with a little laugh and a smile, and then a lot of things happen from there.
Yeah.
I love it. I think we need to have Glenn on here more often just for moments with
inspiration.
Glenn. Inspirational little things.
Moments.
It's like that. The More You Know thing on NBC, the little star. Yeah, it's one of those. But thank you guys again so much, Griff.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Glenn,
thank you for having us.
And we'll have you guys on here again soon. Really soon. So with that, that's the episode. That's today's show. If you like this episode, head over to iTunes and subscribe, comment, let us know what you guys think of it. The more you comment on iTunes, the more people that can find it. If you have any questions for us, head over to Instagram at Walt's World Podcast or shoot us an email, waltsworldpodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys. So with that, I'm John.
And I'm Kaylee. We'll see you next week.